You know, the old rules about money? They're changing, and they're changing fast. So today, we are diving deep into a completely new financial playbook, one that's built for Malaysians trying to get ahead in today's world. This is your guide to actually building wealth and winning your financial freedom.
So let's just get right to it. The big question on everyone's mind. Is this whole idea of retiring early, achieving financial independence before you hit 60, is that just a pipe dream here in Malaysia? Or is it something you can actually do? Well, the answer might surprise you, and it all starts by throwing out the old rule book.
We all know the traditional path, right? You save a little bit, you count on your EPF, and you hope to retire somewhere around 60. But there's this new strategy that's catching on, and it's called the FIRE movement. That stands for Financial Independence, Retire Early. It is a total mindset shift. It's about saving aggressively, investing smartly, and basically taking control of when you want to retire. This is the playbook we're going to break down.
All right, so level one. Look, every great game plan, whether it's in sports or money, starts with a rock-solid defense. Before you can even dream about growing your wealth, you've got to build a solid foundation. This first level is all about protecting yourself from those unexpected financial hits and really setting yourself up to win.
And it really comes down to three things. Three absolute must-dos. First, you need to know exactly where your money is going. No more guessing. Second, you have to plug the leaks that are draining your wallet. And third, you need to build a safety net for when life throws you a curveball. So let's tackle that first one, awareness.
Okay, first things first. Forget about those old school notebooks where you had to write down every single purchase. Who has time for that? Nowadays, tracking your spending is practically automatic. I mean, every time you use your e-wallet, your Touch and Go, your GrabPay, even your bank app like it's all logged and categorized for you. It gives you this crystal clear picture of your spending habits with zero effort. And that awareness, that's the first step to taking back control.
Okay, next up, we need to talk about the number one wealth killer for so many of us, credit card debt. With interest rates hitting 18% a year or even more, it's like trying to fill a bucket that's got a giant hole at the bottom. It's just impossible. This is financial quicksand, and it's so important to understand.
Not all debt is the same. Bad debt, like the balance on your credit card from buying a new phone or going out for fancy dinners, just sucks money out of your pocket. But then there's good debt. That's when you borrow money to buy something that can grow in value or make you more money, like a loan for a small business. Knowing that difference is absolutely crucial.
And that brings us to the final piece of our defense, your safety net. You need to have 3 to 6 months worth of your essential living costs stashed away somewhere safe. But here's a pro tip. Don't just let it sit in a regular savings account earning nothing. You can do way better. Park it in one of these high-yield options like Versa, Stashaway Simple, or KDI Save. You can get your cash out quickly if you need it, but you'll be earning much better returns in the meantime.
Okay, defense is set, walls are up. Now for the fun part. It's time to go on offense. Level 2 is where we fire up the wealth engine. This is the turning point where you stop just working for your money, and you start making your money work hard for you.
Now, I'm not going to lie, when you first start investing, it can feel kind of underwhelming. Seriously. You look at this chart of the first 5 years, and you're probably thinking, is that it? It pretty much looks like a flat line. And this right here is where most people get discouraged and just give up. But sticking with it is everything, because what happens next, well, that's where the magic is.
But, and this is a huge but, you stick with it. You fast forward 20 years, and bam, look at that. It's not a line anymore. It's a rocket ship. That slow, steady growth has just exploded. Your earnings are making their own earnings, and the whole thing just takes off. This is why the single most powerful tool you have as an investor is time. Start early.
Okay, so you're convinced you know you need to invest. But where does the money actually go? Think of it as a three-pronged attack. First, top up your EPF voluntarily. It's a steady, solid performer. Then, look into the private retirement scheme, or PRS, for some nice tax benefits. And this is a big one. You've got to diversify with global ETFs. They're basically these big baskets of stocks from all over the world, which protects you if the ringgit gets weaker.
Now, while you're busy building all this wealth, you absolutely have to protect it. And what's this number? 10%? Well, that's roughly how much medical costs are going up each year in Malaysia. It's rising way faster than everything else. And believe me, one unexpected medical bill can completely wipe out years of your hard-earned savings. So what's the move? It's actually super simple. Your number one priority before anything else is to get a good medical card. And don't get distracted by those complicated plans that mix investment with insurance. Just focus on one thing: pure, solid protection. A plan with a lifetime limit of at least 1 million ringgits? That's the new standard you should be aiming for.
And you know what the best part of all this is? It has never been easier to get started. I mean it. The days of needing a ton of money to see an investment banker are over. Platforms like Stashaway, Wahed, Rakuten Trade, and FSM1 have made investing accessible to everyone. You can literally start with just 100 ringgit and get access to markets all around the world, right from your phone.
All right, we've built our fortress, we've launched our attack, we're at the final level now, the end game. This is where we figure out what the finish line actually looks like. This is about defining financial freedom for yourself and putting the final pieces of the strategy in place to get there.
So, what's the actual goal? What's the finish line? Well, it's something called your FIRE number. Basically, it's the amount of money you need invested so you can live off the profits forever without ever having to touch the original pot of gold. And the way you calculate it is pretty simple. Just take what you spend in a year and multiply it by 25.
Okay, that sounds a little abstract, right? So let's put some real numbers on it. Let's say your family needs about 5,000 ringgit a month to live well. That's 60,000 a year. You multiply that by 25, and your target, your FIRE number, is 1.5 million ringgit. Just like that, this vague dream becomes a concrete, solvable math problem.
So how can we speed this up? The secret is building streams of passive income. And think outside the box here. Forget the headaches of being a landlord. REITs, that's real estate investment trusts, let you be a part owner of massive shopping malls like Sunway Pyramid or Pavilion, and you just collect the rent checks, essentially. Or you can explore dividend stocks or even modern digital side hustles. But I have to give you a really important warning here. The minute you start accumulating some money, the sharks will start circling. The internet is flooded with scams promising guaranteed returns. So before you put a single cent into any investment, do this one simple thing. Check it against Bank Negara's Financial Consumer Alert List. It takes literally 30 seconds, and it could save you your entire life savings.
Look, this isn't a get-rich-quick scheme. It just isn't. It's a journey, a marathon, not a sprint. This roadmap shows you how it's done. The first couple of years, you're all about building that foundation, killing debt, building that emergency fund. Then, you shift into a rhythm of consistent investing. And over time, you start to scale up until, eventually, you hit your goal.
And you know, all of this really brings us to the central paradox of money today. The very same technology that lets you invest in global markets with a single tap is the same technology that tempts you with buy now, pay later, and one-click shopping. The tools are more powerful than ever, but they just amplify your own habits. The ultimate key isn't the app, it's your discipline.
So there you have it. That's the playbook. From level 1 defense all the way to the end game. The strategies are here, the tools are in your hands. So the only question left is, what's your first move?